All right, so good morning. It's time for the Italian breakfast. We're now in Milan. We had a interesting debarkation from the ship yesterday morning. Organized chaos, I guess. I think I mentioned that already a little bit, so won't rehash all that. But once we finally got off the ship, long lines to get two shuttles to take you to the train station in Civitavecchia, Italy, outside of Rome. So there's only a couple shuttles at a time. People are trying to get on those, go to the train station or go to the airport or go to Rome or whatever. So long lines trying to get on that. So we bypassed that, went to a taxi stand. But the taxis only have like vans, 8-passenger vans or something like that. And so they want to take large groups with them. So they were actually trying to get you to take it all the way to Rome for €70 each. Fortunately, we all had tickets. So I found a group of people. I was just kind of walking around talking to people. Found a group of people, some elderly people who had done this before too, which was fortunate for us. And they said, "Are you guys trying to go to the train station?" They are. So we all got into a van together. The cab driver agreed to €10 each person. So he made 50. I think we had 5 people in there. He made €50, so it worked out pretty good for everybody. He took us directly to the train station. We actually kind of followed them around a little bit. They showed us how to get to the platforms, and so we got that done. So here's the thing. We had our reservations through Eurail. We had bought Eurail passes for 5 days. Look up Eurail if you're going to do that. But you can basically travel as many times as you want per day, and you can choose different, how many days. So we got 5 days for a month. So we can travel as many times as we need to for 5 days. Any 5 days, so they don't have to be consecutive. So I had that. Then through that app, I made seat reservations for this train. So we got on the train and found our seat. And you also got to be a little aggressive there because people will just sit in any seat on the train because they may be coming from, I think this was coming from Naples. So some people were in our seat, but we had reserved a seat, and ours was first class. So they were in our seat.
That's where I sit.
Sit next to me.
No, I sit there.
They had apparently just had general tickets. So we got on the train. We found our seats. People were sitting in it. We were unsure what to do. We weren't even sure we were in the right spot. So we kind of went and just found another spot. After I kind of oriented my brain for about a minute, I got up, went back to where that seat was. I know that's definitely our seat. And I stood there and kind of looked at them and looked at the numbers, and then they were like, "Oh, is this yours?" And then I said yes, and then they got up. So, and that happened on other trains as well. So be aggressive. If it's your seat, take your seat. So we got in our seat. 10 minutes later, the cabin attendant or whatever conductor lady came through, and she asked for our tickets. Well, I showed her the tickets that I had, which was the seat reservations. I'll show a picture here. I had the seat reservation. I didn't have the ticket for the train. Well, I did, but I hadn't claimed the ticket on Eurail yet. So basically I hadn't paid for the seat, but I paid for the reservation for the seat. So I paid the upgrade to have it a reserved seat, but I hadn't paid for the actual seat, which is like, €50 each. Because I had to claim that on my Eurail pass. So pull up the Eurail. Fortunately, the entire train line, we had signal the whole time. Plus they have Wi-Fi, but we had phone signal the whole time. But she kind of helped me, not very patiently, but she kind of helped me go through the Eurail app, activate my app, activate it for that particular day, saying I want to use the pass that day, and then get a ticket for that train for that day. Then I had to go through and do the same thing for my wife's, which was more difficult. So she was less patient on that time around. She ended up leaving us, and then I'll come back. And so once she came back, I'm fumbling with the app, trying to figure out how to do it, and trying to get my wife's account linked to mine. So that was a mess. So if you're going to use Eurail, make sure you understand how it works. I had even watched some videos. I thought I knew. I know now, but I didn't. So I would say it's actually easier just to buy, not do the Eurail pass. I've actually heard some conflicting arguments as whether or not it's cheaper or not. So it might be easier just to get the actual ticket directly from the train company for your seats and not do the Eurail pass. I don't know. But so anyways, we got to Milan. Well, yeah, got to, we had a stopover in, where do we have a stopover at? That thing took us from Civitavecchia train station to Rome, the Roma Termini. Roma Termini, we got off the train and we had like 30 minutes. We had almost 50 minutes. Don't do like a 10-minute transfer in Roma Termini because one, our train was 10 minutes late, so we would have missed it anyway. But that place is massive and it's chaotic. So we come off the train at like Terminal 2 or Platform 2, and then we had to figure out where our next train was going to connect from. And it never came on the board until like 10 minutes before our train actually left. So we fortunately just kind of trying to find a middle of the train terminal, but it goes in like all kinds of directions. It was a mess. I would never go back to Roma Termini if I could avoid it. That place was a mess. Fortunately, it finally came up showing us what platform we needed to go to. We kind of raced down there, got to our platform just in time. Our train was already there, got there just in time, loaded our train, and fortunately during that 50 minutes, I was able to get the tickets for the next train. So this time we found our seats, and when the lady came by, we were able to do, no problem. So figure out how that app works. We're now in Milan. Brought us to Milan. Milan's a much easier terminal. All the platforms are side by side, like in Harry Potter. And so come right off. Unfortunately, there's a taxi strike going on all over Spain and Italy. So our first stop is Milan. And just our luck, Milan is having kind of all over Italy, is having taxi strikes. So right over there is all the taxis that are crowding up the streets, and they're not letting any other taxis come in. So we're kind of stuck. Even the Ubers, they're having a strike between the Ubers and the taxis. The taxi drivers don't want Uber having control over their services. So yeah, this is interesting. Our Uber driver canceled. I think as she got close to this mess, our Uber driver canceled, and so now we're waiting for the second one to come up. So it's awesome. It's awesome. So we came out, and all the taxis were parked there at the train station, blocking all the roads so that no Ubers could come through. So they're having a fight with Uber, like we said in Spain. So it was a struggle getting out of there. We finally got an Uber to pick us up, and the first Uber canceled because he didn't want to get, or she didn't want to get that close to that mess. Second Uber, picked us up, but he was kind of like, yeah, it's kind of dangerous right now. So got to our hotel. I'm now having me an Italian breakfast at the hotel. Had a great dinner last night. We are going back to the Milan train station today, head on to Bern, Switzerland. So this was just a stopover. I didn't want to get into Bern at like 9 o'clock at night, which I think that was a wise decision. So we're here just for the night, heading to Bern. So stay tuned for tomorrow. So here we are at the train station in Milan. And like I said, it's much better laid out than the one there in Roma Termini. Nice board there to see all your train tracks, and go down here to get on the platform. It's all well laid out. And our train took us from Milan to Zurich before going over from Zurich to Bern. So we actually crossed across Lake Como, which is where George Clooney has a place. But taking these train routes is just an amazing way to see the countryside. It's kind of hard to see off there in the distance, but it's just beautiful and hard to get a camera shot without getting a reflection of my actual camera in it. But looking up at these mountainsides and these little mountain villages and all the towns and even a nuclear power plant. So definitely take train rides. And then eventually we got to, after our little quick transfer in Zurich, we got over to Bern, Switzerland. And this is our next destination for a couple days. First night out, we went into town and found this great restaurant. It's actually kind of downstairs. You'll miss it I mean, we actually walked past it twice, but it's a fondue place, and it's here in this old wine cellar. And so we had a great fondue dinner for our first night out in Bern. And then the next day, we kind of went back down to the same area and kind of get to see it during the daytime. But this is like kind of like the main center of what everybody goes there to see. But this is also the Ziklag clock, and every day at noon it does this big show that everybody gathers around to watch. So my German is horrendous, but in German this means time bell, and it's a landmark medieval tower in Bern, Switzerland. It was built in the 13th century, and it has been a guard tower, prison, and clock tower, and of course the center of urban life here. And, it's amazing, just architecture from, I guess, 800 years. So continuing up the street there, Bern, Switzerland is exactly what you would hope and want Switzerland to be. It is beautiful. There's a Swarovski diamonds, I guess is what they're called, shop. There's a GameStop, which is called Game Life there. There's even this bar that surprisingly we did not go into. And even went in there and almost bought Breitling in this shop to add to a collection. But like I said, Bern is just amazing village. It's got this kind of weird little eclectic store here, and as you continue up the streets, there's just all kinds of shops and clock shops and just everything that you would want. And there's even this outdoor marketplace that if you lived here, you could basically do your entire grocery shopping right here with the cheeses and meats and fresh produce. And this is all just right here in the city center of Bern, Switzerland. Okay, this is a bit creepy. Whenever you come out of your door, you come into this dark hallway, and then it lights up, and then the hallway kind of looks like a parking garage. So the first time we got off the elevator, it was like we thought we were, because you came out looking at a wall like this, and we were like, where are we at? It does not look like a hotel hallway. And what was really weird was the motion sensor didn't work very well, so you could come out into the hallway and it'd be completely dark as you're walking down the hallway, and then all of a sudden the lights would kind of pop on, and that would startle you just about as much. And I'm right below the sensor, and the light finally pops on. So it doesn't get much prettier than this. Come check out this little hotel. It is I guess it's like a budget hotel. There's some negatives to that, but And they had a cool bar and great breakfast. So, and then this view up here on their bar terrace is just amazing. So I tried to get this for you too. The TV we're watching in our room was actually doing Star Trek in French. Interesting fact about Bern is they speak several languages here. English is very common. Everybody speaks English, so don't worry about that. But the primary language is German and French, and that includes a Swiss German and then a Bernese dialect. So there's you can go from one restaurant to one shop or one store, and they could be speaking French or German or Swiss German. It's rather interesting, but again, everybody speaks English. So right down the street from our hotel is Bear Park, because Bern means bear. So they've got these little exhibit down here of the bears in Bern. So these are the bears from Bern. They have them in this little habitat here, and then they can go all around and just kind of wander down along to that little gate. So from here, where the bear park is, we go right next door to the Altes Tramdepot Brewery. It's German for brewery, so beer place. So you can go in here, and they got this huge beer keg thingy, but nice little place to kind of end up your week in Bern. Okay, so update time. I need my gin and tonic for this one, because you're going to like this story. We're in Bern, Switzerland. Beautiful, amazing city. And being stuck in Bern, Switzerland, Bern, it's the capital city, as a refresher. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's beautiful here, but we're supposed to leave tomorrow for Paris. In my continuing confusion with the train systems, I didn't book my tickets, my seats. I thought I had the tickets, but I didn't reserve the seats. So I didn't have any seats to go from. We would have gone from here to, I don't even remember. I'll show it here. Here's a picture. Boom. That's where we were going to go there, right? There, then there. It wasn't like one stopover. It was booked. Okay. Okay, we'll try option 2. It was booked too. Guess what? It's Easter weekend. Good job. Good job. Good thinking. Yeah, so there are no train tickets anywhere tomorrow being Friday, which would be Friday, Easter Friday, right? Nothing on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Yeah, so we are, option was to stay here, but we have hotel reservations in Paris, and we're supposed to be there 3 nights. And then Monday we're supposed to go to London, and we have hotel reservations there. So all this would mess all that up. Well, other option was train to Zurich, which we've been there, right? We're going back to Zurich, and then from Zurich we're going to get on an airplane and take an airplane, Swiss Airlines to Paris. Doesn't sound so bad, but it's just a complete mess of our plans. But here's going to be an interesting test, because I will try and show you us fighting our ways onto a train with our luggage, because remember, we're packing for 2 months, so we each have a medium-sized checked bag. It's bigger than a carry-on, but it's, so it's not that big checked bag, but it's the medium-sized one. Too big for a carry-on. And then we each have a carry-on bag. So that's what we lug on and off the trains. There's occasions when we have to go up, like stairwells at the train stations, and my wife will stay at the top. I will carry, maybe I'll carry one set up and then go back and grab the other set and carry it up, because her back is bad. My back is robo. I got it fixed, but she needs hers fixed. So there are occasions when we fight our luggage, or when we get on the train, she gets on the train and I kind of pass the luggage to her. Yesterday we had to actually climb stairs in the train because it was a double-decker train. Had to climb stairs in the train with people trying to load on behind us, and so we tried to pack as light as we could because we were aware that we were going to be going on and off trains, right? But there's just, for 2 months, you can only pack so light. So we're going to find out tomorrow. We're going to show the difference of jumping on a train with your 4 bags, or on an airplane, and see which one's better. Now, price-wise, the train's cheaper. Eurail, we're going from we can go from here to Paris for probably 100 euro, and last minute hiccup tomorrow is going to cost me $1,000. So stay tuned. It only gets better from here. All right, so we're leaving Bern, Switzerland, getting on the train to Zurich. Here we are in Zurich. Now, this is the restrooms here in Zurich, and I'm not going to show inside, but you actually have to pay. There's a credit card machine to get in and out of the restrooms. But here we are in Zurich, and we have not really been around Zurich, and it's a beautiful city. We've got like 3 hours, so we actually found a cab driver. He's actually driving like a black Mercedes, and he was wearing a shirt and tie and everything. So it's more like a limo, but it said taxi on top, as you see. But we kind of talked him into driving us around for about an hour. Yeah, we had to pay for it, but I think it was about 100 euro or something like that for him to take us on a little tour.
120, 150 years. Too old house, but look still okay.
They look beautiful.
And really, really great guy. I don't recall where he said he was originally from, but super nice. He literally gave us this little sightseeing tour around Zurich. Pretty little park in front of the Opera House.
Here is the one church is Catholic, one is Protestant.
Apartments.
And we eventually got to the airport there in Zurich, and I forgot to record very much there, but instant chaos, because after traveling on rail all this time, I forgot that TSA, whatever their equivalent is there, that chemical sizes in your carry-on baggage, that's a thing. And I ended up having to throw out all kinds of my toiletries while in the line. So advantage to train right there. They don't care what size of chemicals you're bringing. But we eventually landed in the Paris airport, and de Gaulle, I think, and took our cab over to our hotel. But you're going to have to watch that one on the next video when we discuss our trip to Paris. But that's it for now. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this, and if you want to see the continuing chaos of our epic European adventure. And we'll see you here next time.